Empty bottles of red wine laying on the floor from last night. We got a little drunk, yeah. Now I'm a little numb. Spending hours by your bedside, talking till it's dark out somehow. Can get you off my.
All right, we are live. Thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you guys for tuning in. And this is Snack Cackle Talk, and I am your host, Lacey. Today is Hot Topic Tuesday. Um, I know y'all see that title. Um, the Sanders family health crisis. Deon Sanders, he announced that he had bladder cancer and he underwent a surgical procedure. And he announced this to the world, not his family. He announced it to the world. Okay. So let's talk about that first. Okay. Now, Um, I know you guys are, some of y'all are new to my feed, my page, my live, my shorts, whatever, however you see me. Welcome, welcome to the page. I would like for you guys, before we get started, to go ahead and take a moment out of your day and like and subscribe to the channel. And we're going to get into this. We're not going to be here all day. I got things to do. I got things to do. Okay, so Deon Sanders, we all know him as Coach Prime. He has just recently announced, as I previously stated, that he had underwent a surgical procedure for bladder cancer to get rid of the bladder cancer that he had. And according to him and Carucci, I'm assuming that everything was successful. Okay. Now, I'm not too familiar. I have dealt with patients that, a young patient at that, that was shot in the abdomen area, and he had to have a a device to help reroute his bladder so he could drain his urine. So I can kind of understand, um, how do I word this for Dion. I can understand his concerns. I can understand him not wanting to talk about it, and but his reasonings for not telling his sons, I understand that as well. Why he didn't want to tell them, because at the time that everything was taking shape, they were in the middle of getting ready for their draft. So I can understand him wanting them to stay focused. That way they wouldn't ruin their chances of a bright future in the NFL. He wanted them to focus on that standpoint, because once they got to where they were in there, then they can later on focus on him. So I can definitely understand why he withheld it from them. Now, how do they feel about having to hear about it through the media instead of from their father? That's a different story, but I'm quite sure that these boys, they are so well grounded around their upbringing that Dion has raised them in, that I'm sure that they are very understanding of why their dad did what they did, and understand that he purely had their best interests at heart when he chose not to disclose it to them. So I wonder what's going to happen with Deon's future with Colorado, though. Um, with everything happening so close to the seasoning, Lord have mercy. With everything happening so close to the football season coming up, I wonder um, what they're gonna do. How is he gonna hold up? Is he still gonna be the same Coach Prime out there on the field? Or is this gonna kind of give him a little setback? I just wonder. And big prayers, big prayers. Sending all prayers out uh, to Dion. You know, because even though um, the surgery went okay, he still has to go through the healing process, make sure he doesn't get any infections, especially bacteria, staph infections, and stuff like that. He still has to learn how to take care of himself. Um, so, and um, what else? I know a lot of backlash has been thrown towards Karuchi for her little video short that she did speaking on his condition and everything like that. And my only take on that is it really doesn't matter what we think about their relationship or whatever. As long as Dion is happy with her and as long as she's comfortable with him and the situation, that's really all that matters. Um, Whether or not she was chasing after his money, that's another factor. Who knows? But at this point, who cares? He has everything set for his kids, so that's all that matters. Now I did see where that he had what was that? He had made a comment that, and he was very emotional when he made the comment that he had to put a will in place. Now, Dion, as much as you are grounded financially, okay, he's always um, thought about the future. A will should have always been in place. It should not have to come to anything of life threatening situations, cancer scares, surgical procedures, to where that you can walk in but you can't walk out kind of thing. Um, that should have always been in place, especially once you made it into the professional limelight of things and became wealthy. A will should have been put in place when you was in your prime, when you were younger. It shouldn't have to wait until you're almost 60. So I do not, I do disagree with that. Dion, you should have been done had that in place, because you always want to make sure that everything that you worked hard for falls into the right hands. You don't want the state to take back what belongs to you because it wasn't allocated to anybody. So you always want to make sure that's put in place. And what I'm finding is that a lot of celebrities, when they pass away, they don't have a will in place. They have no one in mind to take over their estate, their fortune, their anything. So I'm glad he, I'm glad this situation had to force him into doing that, but it should not have had to come to this point. It should have already been in place. But as I said, prayers go out to the Sanders family because I don't wish ill will on absolutely nobody's health. Age is not just a number. It is health issues. It is no longer being able to do what you used to do. It is memory loss. It is decline. It is a lot of things. So hopefully everybody can acknowledge that. Uh, Now, I'm a huge fan of his son Shadur, and the next topic is has a mega fan that has now sued the NFL. He is suing the NFL for punitive damages of his mental stability on how they forced Shadur to fall into the fifth round of the draft. And he feels like this has upset him to the point that it has messed with his mental state. So he is suing the NFL for $100 million. Now, let's just say he's not going to get that money, but he's no longer going to have to work because they're going to pay him out on something. It doesn't matter if it's 100 grand, or if it's 1 million, or if it's 50 million. He gonna walk away with something because they're gonna be forced to settle out of court. So you got a lot of people that's coming up with all these get rich schemes, because that's basically what it is. It is a get rich scheme, and a clever one at that, because that uh this year's draft, it messed with the mental state of a lot of people that are diehard football fans. So I can see how this person got completely upset on how they did Shadur, and he just could not let it go, and it threw him into an anxiety state, got his blood pressure up, and just had him just riled up and pissed off. So now he wants to be compensated for having to endure all those things. So just know that, Shadur, you have mega fans out there that, even though for this situation it was ill intended, it was money driven, you have a lot of people out there that care about you and your future, and I just hope that he knows that. Now, I don't think I have the photo anymore to try to put that up there, but just to kind of touch base on, um, do a follow up. So Shannon, speaking of these lawsuits, poor Shannon Sharp done dug himself a hole that he couldn't get himself out of with this little young girl that he was messing with. And I really hope that celebrity men, older gentlemen that's sitting on nice retirements, wealthy gentlemen, well off. I just really hope that y'all rethink chasing after young women that have nothing to give but sex. That's all they have to give. You have more to give to them than they have to give to you. And I hope that, what is the word that I am looking for? I hope that your single lifestyle is not craving that such attention from young women, young tenderonis, whatever you want to call them. I hope it's not on the standpoint of like, what's the word that I'm looking for? But you're basically desperate for their attention, because I don't know if you just don't feel like you can't pull a chick like that. Honey, your money always is going to look good to a woman, whether that's what she's chasing after or not. You know, I don't chase men for their money, but mentally I would feel secure if I ended up with a fella that was like well off, and found out that you were well off, then I would feel secure. But that doesn't make me a gold digger. Now you got these women that are literally chasing you because of what you have, and then they make sure that you buy them expensive things to show off. So that kind of thing, I don't know if I should feel sorry for Shannon or not, because he dug himself this hole because he wanted someone super duper young. And these young girls ain't as naive as like when we were young and older fellas were chasing after us. We were young and naive, and they understood that we were, and took advantage of that. And that's how a lot of us ended up in uh abusive dominated relationships and marriages and everything like that, But these young girls, they're not as naive as we were, and their upbringings is not like how ours was. So my generation and generations before me. So their generation is all about uh go big or go home. Get rich or die trying. And this young lady sued Shannon for $50 million that he was trying to get but did not have yet. She sued him for it, and she walked away with 25 million of his dollars. So that's they like they said that's more than what he made during his football career. And and I don't know how much Shannon is worth, but that seems like that's probably at least half of what he's worth. So it's kind of crazy that he had to even give her that much money. That's crazy. And now she gets to walk around rich and wealthy, well off, and searching for another victim. And the dumbest part is that these men are actually going to fall for it. That's the dumb part. They're going to fall victim to this young lady. She already knows what to do. Was she 20 years old? She ain't dumb and naive. She ain't messing with no broke people. So I ain't gonna say the N word. We sensitive with the N word, so I ain't gonna say the N word. But y'all heard Kanye's song. She ain't messing with no broke ninjas. I'll say that. Y'all tell me what y'all think on that whole Shannon Sharp situation with this with him having to give up this $25 million as an out of court settlement. And what was his lawyers doing? It sounded like his lawyers might have been in on the whole scheme. Because I'm not understanding why would have had to pay her 25 mil. That's kind of crazy. Why he had to do that. Uh, that girl would have been happy if she'd have walked away with $100 million. I mean, with $1 million, just 1 mil. So to walk away with 25 mil, and that deal that he was trying to get is just gone. She ruined it. So I wonder if he gonna be more cautious. I don't. I know a lot of women was trashing him, saying you need to get women that's your own age. I mean, he ain't safe for women his own age either. They chasing money too. Everybody is. Everybody is chasing money because these dudes are so gullible that they're willing to pay for the coochie, and now that coochie is coming at a high price. I mean, I don't know how they can protect themselves, but she just screamed set up to me. Everything she said, text, did, her actions, he just ignored the signs. For what reason, I do not know. But you reap what you sow. Um, if you are just now hopping on this feed, today is Hot Topic Tuesday. And this is Snack Cackle Talk, and I am Lacey. Now, I'm not gonna go through this book, but I just kind of want to show, I just kind of want to show y'all this book real quick because I am gonna go through this book on Saturday. So I want to show y'all this book today because I want y'all to tune in on Saturday while I go through this book. Okay. Now, I was at my grandmother's house and we were cleaning out her house. And I don't know, I don't know how many of y'all remember doing your books like this. How many of y'all remember that? Y'all see, y'all see this book cover? This book cover is a homemade book cover wrapped in a grocery store sales paper. Okay. So how many of y'all remember doing that as a kid? Making your own book cover. Okay. I saw this and I was like, oh man, this is old. Let me see if it has a date on there. Let me see, because now I'm curious in how old this newspaper is. Um, but the book was covered up completely, and it did not have a title on it. Okay, it did not have a title on it. So I figured, I'm gonna see what the title is on this book and figure out why. I'm trying to see what how old this newspaper ad is, because on these ads they put the dates. Oh, they didn't put the year. Oh, it's from Brookshires, and it just says that they was doing a food drive from November the 16th to December the 21st. Oh, does it have a year? 1994. 1994. This is an ad from 1994. Oh man, so y'all know stuff was cheap back then. You can get a whole turkey dinner. Look at there. You can get a whole turkey dinner for $20. And a turkey deluxe dinner. A turkey deluxe dinner was 25, and then the holiday ham dinner was 34. So, yeah. This is old. Yeah, it says the sales paper ran from November the 16th to November the 23rd, 1994. And let's see, vegetables back then. Del Monte vegetables were 29 cents. Cranberry sauce, 39 cents. California celery, 25 cents. A 10 to 22 pound turkey was 29 cents on the pound. Boy, we ain't gonna never get those days back. We'll never, ever, ever get those days back, I swear. Yeah, we will never get those days back. Uh, what else is this? Boneless bottom round steak, $2.48 per pound. Yeah, we would never ever get those days back. You could buy these little sizzlers, the little sausage sizzlers. I don't know if y'all can see that. Okay, the little sausage sizzlers were only 99 cents back in the day. 99 cents. And what is this? A lean boneless ham, $1.98 per pound. Yeah, so we're never gonna get this. Sour cream, Dairy's Pride sour cream was 68 cents in 1994. And then you got the Dairy's Pride half and half milk was 98 cents. Uh, Cream cheese, 89 cents. Boy, boy. Oh, those were the good old days. Well, either way, today this is a book cover. Okay, it was on this little small red book. Now I was like, okay, what's the name of this book? So on the side is where the title is at, and the title reads. And now I want y'all to tune in on this Saturday. I'm doing it this Saturday because this Saturday is always Relationship Saturday, okay? And this book pertains to relationships. So this says 203 ways to drive a man wild in bed. I'm sitting up here like, what? This book was literally found in my grandmother's room in a drawer beside my grandmother's bed. And so all I could think about was I told my uncle, I said, oh, grandma thinks she's slick. She be sitting up here probably reading this book like this, trying to mask the title, the title of the book that was showing right here. She probably reading this book and it's talking about 203 ways to basically please your man in bed. we probably thought she would read. We probably thought she was reading a, a Christian book or something. But no. She was reading on how to spice things up, huh? Now my grandmother. Now I can't say she didn't read this book like recently, but because she doesn't sleep in that bedroom anymore, she sleeps in a different room. It has been years. But the fact of the matter is that this is what was in her room, and she was reading on this book at some point in her older years. And my grandmother is now 89 years old. So I said I was going to go through this book on this Saturday and see what's in this book. And I will say that it says the number one secret is to feel sexy and you will be sexy. So see your sexuality as a sacred gift. So I'm going to go through this book on this Saturday for my relationship Saturday topic. And I want y'all to join me and I want y'all to comment on what y'all think on some of these topics. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole book this Saturday. It'll probably take me a couple of Saturdays to go through the whole book. But it basically talks about different positions that you can do. Uh mm, let's see. There are 3 things to remember when putting lips to penis. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna read this on Saturday, and I want y'all to join me when I read this book, okay? Who knows? I might learn something. Y'all might learn something. So, 203 ways to basically please your man. So, I found this in my grandmother's room in her drawer beside her bed. And my grandmother is 89. Yeah. Yeah. What we got to say? We cannot be outshined by grandma. We got to figure this out. See if she knew something that we didn't know that we might need to know. Okay. That's going to be this Saturday for Relationship Saturday. That book is going to be our topic. Okay. If you haven't done so already, y'all go ahead and subscribe to the page. I'm not gonna be on here long because I got my grandbabies at the house. I got a little homework I need to look over. I'm not gonna do anything today. Today is Tuesday. I'll do it tomorrow. But I definitely want to at least look over it. And then I got a nap I gotta take because I gotta go to work. Need I say more? Need I say more? But other than that, you guys, I appreciate y'all for hopping on this feed. And like I said, I want y'all to join me. I will be back on here for Freestyle Thursday. Who knows? I might pop this out on Freestyle Thursday. Because we do talk about anything on Freestyle Thursday. And I don't have a topic. So unless y'all give me a topic, I'm not gonna have anything to talk about on Thursday. So I might actually jump this off on Thursday and then really dive into it on Saturday. Maybe that's what I'll do. So y'all just come back so that y'all can get a whiff of what I'm gonna get a whiff of. I don't want to go through this book by myself. I want to share with y'all what I find in this book. Okay, so yeah, I think I might pop this off on Thursday since I don't have a Thursday topic and it is a free topic day to talk about anything. So, maybe I'll do just that. But other than that, if you guys can't make it this Thursday, hopefully I get to see you guys on this Saturday for the relationship topic day, okay? And like I said, thank y'all, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye. Maybe we should take it slow. I don't feel too comfortable jumping into something new right now.